The dual graph is depicting line graph and bar graph. It reveals information about Apple China revenues and China iPhone units. The data is calibrated in $1 million. It is clear from the line graph that the maximum figure is of FY13, which is 25,000. Followed by the second highest figure is of FY12, which is more than 20,000. On the other hand, the minimum figure is of FY09, which is negligible. I can see some more information regarding FY10, FY11 and iPhone units. Overall, it is concluded that the given dual graph is very informative and knowledgeable for me. The dual graph shows a bar graph and a line graph. The given graph depicts information about revenue and revenue growth rates by region FY 2014. The data is calibrated in thousands. It is clear from the line graph that the maximum figure is of Greater China, which is almost 63,000. Moving further, the second maximum figure is of Japan, which is in between 49,000 and 56,000. On the other hand, the minimum figure is of rest of Asia Pacific, which is 7,000. I can see some more information regarding revenue and other countries. Overall, it can be concluded that this image shows crucial information about revenue and revenue growth rates, which is strongly supported by facts and figures. The given bar graph depicts information about household with the access to the internet from 2006 to 2009, UK. The data is calibrated in percentages. It is crystal clear from the image that the maximum figure is of 2009, which is almost 72%. Followed by the second highest figure of 2008, which is above 60%. On the other hand, the minimum figure is of 2006, which is approximately 56%. I can see some more information regarding 2007. Overall, it is concluded that the bar graph is very knowledgeable and informative for me. The given multiple bar graph depicts information about cups of coffee sold. The data is calibrated in numbers. After having a look, I can see the various trends are emerging. It is crystal clear from the graph that the maximum figure of mul is of February, which is above 40. Followed by the second highest figure of January, which is approximately 23. On the other hand, the minimum figure is of April, which is exact 5. I can see some more information regarding downtown and other months. Overall, it is concluded that the bar graph is very knowledgeable and informative for me. This is an interesting image in front of me. After having a look, I can see it gives information about product life cycle. There are 4 steps in this process. First of all, the product is introduced in the market. With the passage of time, its growth and sales become visible. In the next steps, it reaches its peak, that is maturity level. At last, it starts declining. So initially the line graph of product follows an upward trend, then it begins to decline. After analyzing the key aspect, it can be concluded that this image shows crucial information about product life cycle, which is strongly supported by facts and figures. The given bar graph depicts information about comparison of adults and teens in number of texts on a typical day. The data is calibrated in percentages. After having a look, I can see the various trends are emerging. It is crystal clear from the graph that the maximum figure of adults is of 1 to 10 at 51%. Followed by the second highest figure of none, which is 9%. On the other hand, the minimum figure is of 51 to 100, which is exactly 7%. I can see some more information regarding teens. Overall, it is concluded that the bar graph is very knowledgeable and informative for me. The given pie chart depicts information about total waste generation in 2003. The data is calibrated in percentage. It is crystal clear from the image that the maximum figure is of paper at 39.2%. Followed by the second highest figure of yard trimmings, which is 12.1%. On the other hand, the minimum figure is of others, which is 3.4%. I can see some more information regarding glass, wood, metal, plastic, and food scraps. The different types of waste is represented in various colors like blue, green, and purple. Overall, it is concluded that the pie chart is very knowledgeable and informative for me. The given line graph depicts information about Indonesia and Malaysia palm oil production. The data is calibrated in tons. It is crystal clear from the image that the maximum figure in Indonesia is of 2007/2008, which is 18,000. Followed by the second highest figure of 2006/2007 at above 16,000. On the other hand, the minimum figure is of 1997/1998 at approximately 5,000. After several ups and downs, the line graph reveals an upward trend. Overall, it is concluded that the line graph is very knowledgeable and informative for me. The dual graph is showing a bar graph and multiple line graph. It reveals information about temperature and precipitation in Chiang Mai, Thailand. The data is calibrated in millimeters. It is crystal clear from the image that the maximum figure is of September at less than 250. Followed by the second highest figure of August, which is almost 200. On the other hand, the minimum figure is of December and March, which is almost negligible. I can see some more information regarding average low temperature and average high temperature. Overall, it can be concluded that this image shows information about precipitation and temperature in Chiang Mai, Thailand, which is strongly supported by facts and figures. The given line graph depicts information about population of males and females in different years according to different age groups. The data is calibrated in numbers. It is crystal clear from the graph that the maximum figure of males is of 2003 to 2005, which is almost 75. Followed by the second highest figure of 2001 to 2003, which is approximately 73. On the other hand, the minimum figure is of 1981 to 1983 at below 70. After several ups and downs, the line graph reveals an upward trend. Overall, it is concluded that the line graph is very knowledgeable and informative for me.